Hi everyone, this is Veronica. Today we are going to talk about Ration Card Portability Scheme. So this is an old scheme, but today we'll do the analysis like what are the challenges in front of this scheme, like what is the progress so far in the scheme, but obviously we'll discuss the scheme once again. You can connect with me for queries on Instagram and Facebook because I feel together we can make a difference. Now, what is the relevance of this topic from your examination perspective? It will be covered under your mains paper 2, government scheme and policies. At objective level, you should know about the scheme, and at subjective level, what is the need for one nation, one ration card, right? So today, in what context we are studying this? Because the government is actually showcasing the scheme as one of the biggest achievements of theirs in the first 100 days in power. The launch of the nationwide food security net is scheduled for 2020, but there are many challenges which are before the migrants, before they can take full advantage of this portability. Now, because this scheme is particularly launched for the migrants. Now, what is food security in India? Because India runs world's largest food security program, where we are distributing more than 600 tons of subsidized food grains to more than 81 crore beneficiaries every year. And all things are done in a way through a very vast network where 5 lakh ration or fair price shops are opened which run this scheme. And under NFSA, NFSA is your National Food Security Act, each beneficiary is eligible for 5 kg of subsidized grain per month at the rate of 3 kg for rice, right? Then you have rupees 2 kg for wheat and then 1 kg for your coarse cereals. Now, talking about this ration card, this is basically issued to the head of the family depending on the number of members in a family and their financial status of the applicant. It is used by households to get essential food grains at subsidized price from designated ration shops, which are also known as fair price shops under the targeted public distribution system, that is TPDS, targeted public distribution system. Now, over the years we have seen different type of ration cards were issued depending on the level of deprivation. And then in 2013, when the National Food Security Bill was passed, different ration cards were compressed to just 2. So these 2 were Priority Ration Card and Antyodaya Ration Card. This means for the poorest of poor. It was for the people who are most poor. Now, the responsibility of identifying eligible families and issuing ration cards to them rests with the state governments or your union territory governments. Now, we'll discuss about this One Nation, One Ration Card scheme. Until recently, there has been location-linked benefit, leaving crores of migrant workers and families out of the food safety net. So you need to understand this point, because if somebody is living in Madhya Pradesh, right, so there is this family which is issued a ration card. It is issued on the name of the head of the family, and then there are names for the people of their members of the family. But what happens if this particular person from Madhya Pradesh migrates to another state, say Bombay or Mumbai, right? If he migrates to Mumbai, then this ration card won't be applied here because this is location specific. Earlier it was location specific, and plus, what was the thing? Even in their state, they can purchase these grains from a particular shop only. So this was the limitation, and each household's ration card is linked to specific fair price shop and can be used to buy rations in that particular shop. Now, over last few years, what has happened? There are around 10 states, partially in one. They have implemented a new system, and in this system this system is integrated management of public distribution system, and here it is allowed that the beneficiaries, they can buy rations from any fair price shops within the state. Earlier it was particular shop was designated, but now they can buy from any shop. So now even center is looking at this, monitoring this policy closely, and they are now in process of expanding these efforts into a nationwide portability network, which is called One Nation One Ration Card scheme, and it is scheduled to come into full effect by June 2020, after which ration card holder can buy subsidized grain at any fair price shop in the country. Now, talking about the beneficiaries of the scheme, so the main beneficiaries of the scheme are the country's migrant workers. So according to data, so here I'm talking about the data from 2011, there are more than 45 crore internal migrants in India, of whom more than half have not completed primary education, and while 80% have not completed their secondary education. And why here I'm talking about their education level, because registering for ration cards at their new location is an arduous process, and especially if some members of the household still remain in their original home. Apart from this, field studies also estimate that 4 crore to 10 crore people are short-term migrants, often working in cities but not moving there permanently. And even if you look at the women members who change locations after marriage, also find it difficult to start accessing ration benefits using new household cards. So there is a lot of significance of this scheme, lot of benefits also, because lower levels of education are linked to lower income, which would make a large percentage of these migrants eligible for NFSA, that is your National Food Security Act benefits. So the center hopes that allowing ration cards portability will also curb corruption in a way, and it will improve access and service quality by removing the monopolies, because earlier there were monopoly of one shop. So if a particular shop was designated earlier and it has around 100 families to come, but then there could be monopoly. It will depend upon the owner to whom he is giving the grains first and whom he is making to stand in the queue, right? So this monopoly will end. Under the old system, beneficiaries were dependent on single fare shop and they were subjected to the whims of the dealer. Now, under this new system, if they are denied service or they face corruption in a sense, like if there are rupees 3 per kg rice they are getting, but they are demanding no, we won't give you, they are asking for rupees 10 or more, that is corruption obviously. But then these workers, these people, that they can obviously move to the different shops, and even if they're getting poor quality in one shop, they are free to head to different shop. So this scheme is also driving the faster implementation of initiatives, basically to digitize and integrate the food storage and public distribution system. So being digital is the need of the system to operate, to implement all the things perfectly. Now, what is needed to make it work? So obviously one is the digital things. The scheme involves creation of central repository of NFSA. So there should be a repository of the beneficiaries and ration cards which can integrate the existing databases maintained by states, union territories and the center. And Aadhaar seeding is also important, as a unique biometric ID will be used to authenticate and track the usage of ration by beneficiaries anywhere in the country. So it should not happen that one day you are in Madhya Pradesh, you are getting ration from here also, and then another 10 days you are moving to another state, just for example, and you are getting ration from there also. So that should not be allowed, because in many states, why I am saying this, they are giving free rations per month also. State has more plans along with whatever the center is giving. So currently it is estimated that 85% of ration cards are linked to Aadhaar numbers, and for the scheme to work, it is very critical that all fare shops are equipped with EPOs. EPOs is your electronic point of sale machines. Point of sale machines. So they need to replace the old method of manual record keeping of transactions with a digital real-time record, because on the back end, Food Corporation of India Depot online system is integrating all warehouses and godowns storing subsidized grain in an attempt to create a seamless flow of online information from your procurement until distribution, right? So what is the progress so far? So before discussing the difficulties ahead, we'll discuss the progress so far. See, there are two pairs of states. One is Andhra Pradesh and Telangana. Another is your Maharashtra and Gujarat. So what they are doing, they have become first to begin implementing portability between their states last month. So ration card of Andhra Pradesh can be used in Telangana, Telangana could be used in AP, Maharashtra can be in Gujarat, and Gujarat people can use it in Maharashtra. So these are the pair states, and from October 1st, 2 more pairs. So Kerala will be there, it will be integrating with Karnataka, and then your Rajasthan and Haryana. They will also join this experiment, and by January next year, 8 states, at least 3 others which already implement intrastate portability, will form the first national grid for the One Nation, One Ration Card scheme. But there are obviously difficulties. So when we are discussing the difficulties, you should get that when you write an answer, you should know way forward should be suggested on these difficulties. So first difficulty is your lack of infrastructure, because there are around 4.32 lakh EPOS machines which have been installed in more than 5.3 lakh fair shops. And apart from Northeast India, much of the gap comes from 3 states. So these 3 states are your Bihar, West Bengal and Uttarakhand. And given that they are major source states for migrants also, in some rural and remote areas, these EPOs, so electronic point of sale machines, connectivity also remains very low and erratic, jeopardizing, that means they are risking the smooth functioning of this scheme. And even in Jharkhand, a state which was an early adopter of digitization and Aadhaar based biometric authentication in 2016, there have been widespread complaints of denial of food due to system failures. Now there are different ration cards benefits also. As I told you, states have different plans altogether. Like in other states, the challenge comes from difference between ration benefits offered by the state in comparison to the central entitlement. For example, here we take example of Tamil Nadu. For example, they offer 20 kg free rice per month to almost 2 crore ration card holders, as well as subsidized sugar, pulses and oil over and above NFSA benefits also. But the state government of Tamil Nadu has clearly made it very clear that it will not be offering these benefits to the migrant workers, as the center will cover the cost of National Food Security Act benefits only. So this is another issue. Then the third issue is your household issue, because another issue could raise if the members of a single household are split between 2 different locations. So the scheme's guidelines only permit purchase of half the subsidized grain at one time in an effort to prevent one member of household taking the entire ration for the month, and whereas you are leaving the family members in a different location stranded without the food. This is the third one. And next, lack of data and inventory management. That means this is the biggest challenge, which may lie in the lack of any concrete data on interstate migration trends, especially when it comes to short-term migration. And then the allocation of food grains to states will have to be dynamic to allow for quick additional delivery to cover any shortfalls in states with large migrant population. And currently, Food Corporation of India godowns, they have stock grains up to 3 months in advance, and Food Ministry officials acknowledge that there is a steep learning curve ahead to ensure that movement of grain matches the migration flows also. So these are the things which are considered as challenges in front of this scheme. So now there's a question for you also, that providing portability of food security benefits all across the nation through One Nation, One Ration Card can prove to be very beneficial and will bring a big change in public distribution aspects of the country. So you can practice this here. The structure of answer should be introduction, where you should explain the concept, then body. So this is the comment. In comment you need to give the concept and your opinion about it and a positive conclusion regarding this. So this is all about today. Thank you. So this is the channel StudyIQ. If you're preparing for UPSC or any government exam, our pen drive and tablet courses are available. If you're preparing for UPSC CSE 2020, our pen drive course is available, where you can find 100% coverage of UPSC vast syllabus. Daily current affair updates will be available. Self-paced learning process is provided. This course has been prepared by top faculties of StudyIQ, and now you can purchase this course at Rs 625 per month only. For additional information, you can visit our site, and there are the phone numbers also given. You can call them and gain the additional information. You can connect with me for my video updates on Instagram and Facebook, because I feel together we can make a huge difference. For queries, you can even email me. Thank you so much.